I am so good at losing my mic every time I come speak, and I really shouldn't be equal to this experience anymore. One would think that I would let this go, but apparently it's something I'm holding on to. So as I get this situated here, I love that I picked the reading. You can tell because I'm sure you probably don't talk about 2, 3, 4 lovers in spiritual readings very often. And it was so perfect, one, because only Rumi can say something like that, and I could say, hey, this should be your reading this morning. And a CSL Center of all places would say, yeah, we'll read that. But I just love with the talk title and the workshop is called #relationship goals. Is anybody familiar with that hashtag? All right, just a few of you. I thought so I was prepared to explain it. In the little flyers in the back also, there were some examples of some memes of relationship goals, but it's essentially this movement on the internet where people choose couples that they like, or some couple does something that's interesting that somebody says, I would love to have somebody like that in my life. It's this #relationship goals that's across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whole thing. And the Rumi poem, I chose that for many reasons. One is the fact that a lot of what we think of as relationship goals was something that someone else told us to aspire what a relationship should look like. Even the Everly Brothers song that was so beautifully sung just now had to be changed because the way that we look at relationships in the CSL community is looking at relationships that work for us individually, letting go of social ideas, social norms about what a relationship should look like. And what we'll do in the workshop afterwards is unpack those beliefs, identify what our beliefs are, and then choose to bring that into fruition. So that's what we're going to do afterwards. But the other reason why I chose this Rumi quote is because of the title. It's rigged. And seeing as the election is on Tuesday, I felt like it was a great way to sort of segue out of do my little shameless plug about relationship goals in the workshop, but at the same time, really talk about this in a way that I recognize a lot of people are nervous about this, and I would be remiss to stand up here the weekend before an election and not address what's happening. So I've been trying to figure this out. How do I identify the spiritual truth of all of this? And I want to bring our attention to Ernest Holmes when, in this thing called You, he said, all the laws of nature conspire to benefit mankind. Again, it's rigged. But these same laws automatically protect the integrity of nature. So there is no messing with nature. No election has anything to do with how the world operates. There are all of these disaster movies, and regardless, if you look at the earth itself, the earth survives. When you think of the way evolution itself works, that it's designed for there to be turmoil and resistance. And when we move through that resistance, recognize that it is all good, that the universe is rigged in our favor. We could look at everything that's happening in our lives, people who have opinions that we don't agree with, and regardless of the outcome, we can recognize that it is a good thing, regardless of whether we agree with it or not, because it is part of the everlasting, unlimited circle of life itself that we don't actually get to interfere with. We get to participate in, we get to pray and know the truth and know the highest good for everyone involved, but individually, we are the ones who get to decide how we move through this. And thinking back to, for me, when I think back to 2008 when the economy did that thing that it did, I was one of those people that was affected. I lost my job. But it wasn't, when I say lost my job, it was really a job I didn't need to have anymore. There was nothing wrong with it. It just was time, like I'm in Los Angeles. I would not have made the leap of faith to move to Los Angeles if I didn't lose my job in 2008. In fact, I would never, when Jennifer mentioned in my bio earlier that I found the Center for Spiritual Living through a Google search, I was Googling furiously looking for something simply because I didn't want to experience lack, limitation, and essentially I didn't. Regardless of the fact that technically this job that I had was no longer available, I transitioned into something really great that allowed me to be comfortable where I was for a while, get my mind, my spirit, my faith together, and then step out and move to Los Angeles. So one can look at a bad economy, so to speak, and say there was lack there, or someone else can say there was opportunity there. It's all about how you look at it. It's the relationship to the events themselves. Ernest Holmes also said in this thing called You, I love this, that I just sort of picked this out of one big quote that he says here. It is as if though nature said, all right, little man, the game is yours. Play it as you see fit. I'm going to serve you, but don't fool yourself. I'm going to reflect right back to you what exactness you really are. So, as I was just saying about the events of your life, that my life is a reflection of my beliefs. And if I allow what's happening out there, an election, someone who disagrees with me, to affect what's going on in here, my experience is a direct reflection of my beliefs. So when I choose to respectfully disagree, allow this person to believe what they believe, vote how they want to vote, know that they may have participated in allowing for someone to serve in a role that I didn't necessarily agree with, I can recognize that those results have nothing to do with me, that I get to be clear, I get to recognize that what I attract is a reflection of my consciousness. And not only does this give me an opportunity to step further into my consciousness, if I need to go deeper into prayer, that's what has to happen. Or if I come in already clear, then that's what needs to happen as well. But regardless, we get to move through these new results knowing that they don't actually affect us. The only thing that affects us is our relationship to those events. We have the divine opportunity to choose to know that the results have absolutely nothing to do with me. I am a co-creator in my own reality. The universe is rigged in my favor. I love that Ernest Holmes says, all right, little man, as if the universe is like talking down to you and patting you on the head. He also says in the same quote, if you don't like what is happening, I am not going to be disturbed. This is the universe saying this, the one that just patted you on the head and told you you get to do what you want. You are the arbiter of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. Ernest Holmes also said, undoubtedly, we are surrounded by, immersed in a perfect life, a complete, happy, normal, sane, harmonious, and peaceful existence. We each have the opportunity to recognize that. Each of us has the opportunity to allow for that peace, to be a co-creator in harmonious existence. And one of the things that I love most about being part of a spiritual community that embraces diversity, embraces a different way of thinking, embraces that authentic nature of what you are, is that it's also dedicated to providing that support. We do this in prayer. You come here on Sundays to be reminded of who you are, be reminded that you are spirit, that you are love, that you are light, that you are a creator of your universe, but also to be supported, to have a community. I mentioned that I did this Google search because I felt like I was the only person on the planet that had these beliefs. And these beliefs are, in a way, inherently already in us. They're, as we grow up, things are sort of chipped away of our beliefs. Like if you think about a children's movie, for instance. Kids' movies are all about having faith, believing in yourself. They're these sort of everyman, and this could be a robot, like in WALL-E. Like it could be anything that's happening, any sort of a bug. There are all kinds of diverse kinds of figures that feel like they're faced with these kind of impossible circumstances. And the general theme of pretty much every children's movie is believe in yourself, and it's all going to be okay. And then when we get to be grown-ups, all of the movies are the world is messed up, and you're not going to live through it. And it's really easy to forget about these things. Like we learn to share and love and support one another. And then by the time we get to be teenagers, when our hormones are going crazy and the world's saying, whatever's going on in your body, you're not supposed to be paying attention to right now, everything starts to get confusing. And that's around the time that these adult messages come into play. These things of we need to live in fear, we need to live in doubt, we need to worry about who's going to be elected this season. And we just shift away. And the whole purpose of church, I even say this to the teens all the time when they're saying homework is so hard. Does it get easier? And I said, well, it doesn't actually get easier. I wish I could say that. Right now, you don't have to pay bills. Keep that in mind. Right now, you get to be so grateful for the fact that you don't have to figure out where the rent is going to come from this month. So what people do, but I said if you look around you at the spiritual center here, everybody here is here to remember who they are, to remember that we live in an unlimited universe, that we have the opportunity to choose faith anytime we want. And that when we do choose faith, even when it's a mustard seed, as what was said in meditation, and of course the Bible, I'm not going to give you all the credit for that, Nico. I know where that came from. It's all that's needed is the faith of a mustard seed, and you can do anything. And it does not matter what's happening out there in the world. You get to decide. You are the co-creator of your reality. So as we come to a close, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. When I say don't normally do, like I don't do it ever. But I would like to initiate a sort of anchoring in truth with song. We'll start with song, and then we'll move into prayer. So I'll start, and this is the part that I say that I never do it. In fact, I should have brought my bottle of water here to get ready. Can I get you? My lovely wife, I'm going to Vanna White her. She brings me my water. But it's these, I want to start with a song that maybe you've heard before, maybe you haven't. And when I say that I don't do this, not only do I not really sing in public other than karaoke, but there's no a cappella, and I didn't even tell any musician this is what I'm going to do. So this is completely random and off the guard. But you'll kick in, and you won't make me do this alone for very long, right? So let's know together that as the co-creator of our reality, we get to let go of anything that doesn't serve us. And as we let go, we're healed and made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. Join me in consciousness in this healing, in this releasing of any belief of less than, of other, and recognizing that what each one of us are is the spirit of life, the spirit of love, the spirit of unlimited consciousness, expression. And I recognize that as we all let go of the things that no longer serve us, the beliefs that no longer serve us, we move through this election season knowing that we are healed, that we are whole, that we are perfect, and we are complete, not just as individuals, but also as a society, as a culture, as a whole. We are all perfect, and on this perfect divine journey together, because this is all one thing. The energy of life is each of us, the experience of life is each of us, and we are all perfectly connected, perfectly and divinely guided. So I recognize that as the decision has been made to release beliefs that no longer serve us, that we live a bigger, broader, more expansive, transformed life. I'm so grateful to know this for everyone who has made this decision, for everyone who gets to benefit from this decision, and also grateful to know that we get to move through this season of transition from a place of peace, wholeness, compassion, love, and understanding. And in this gratitude, I speak my truth, knowing it is absolutely done, as together we all say, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. So I believe, according to our order of service, that we are, I don't know, I'm not going to act like I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to walk away and then come back if somebody calls me back up here.
Wasn't she wonderful? Gosh, thank you so much for being here.